this era, with so many streaming channels, there's a lot of us who already own a big collection of movie and TV shows, which are stored in our hard drives and that we would like to keep and watch regularly. And as usual, with this channel we want to do things the proper way, with menus, subtitles, not having to deal with USB sticks, and in general enjoying the experience from our couch. This is mostly a gaming channel, but some people have expressed interest in this topic, and we do care about our couch entertainment, so let's see what's a good way to do this. The best way I've found to enjoy our movie collection is by using a well-known app called Plex. I know, some people are now going to start talking about alternatives like Jellyfin or Envy, which is fine since they are very good too, but I'm going to use Plex here because A is the easiest to set up, and B, it's the one I know better and use more frequently. If there's interest, I might do another video about Jellyfin, which is the open source alternative. So, what is Plex? Basically, it's a media sharing system. It allows you to configure your own private server so that you can watch your content from any client. If you've watched my other videos, it's very similar to what you do with Moonlight, but instead of gaming, it's for movies and shows. It doesn't just facilitate the connection though, it also provides a very nice UI with automatic posters for movies, subtitles and other similar stuff. And it's mostly free. Why do I say this? Because to unlock most basic options on the Android phone client app, you do need to pay a cheap one-time fee. Last time I checked, it was about $6. There's also a Plex Pass subscription for advanced functionality that frankly, we are not going to need. These slight paywalls are the main reason some people opted for the previously mentioned Jellyfin. Okay, so now that we know what Plex is, what do I need to set it up? This depends a bit on your goals. In theory, you can just make it work with any device as a server, such as your own PC, and then use your TV or any phone or tablet as clients. The only issue with this setup will be that your PC will always need to be switched on in order to access your content. I know some people are fine with this as their PC is always on anyway. If that's your case, then you're ready to go. The best way to do it though is to use a NAS Drive. Many people know what this is, but if you don't, basically a NAS Drive is just a storage device, i.e. a bunch of hard drives, connected to your network through the router. In fact, NAS is short for Network Attached Storage. From a physical point of view, it's just a shell with some hard drives inside, usually serial ATA drives, which you connect to your router with an Ethernet cable, and after some quick setup, it becomes just another device on your network. The advantage of using these is that these devices are designed to be always switched on, and using one of them will allow you to not depend on your PC being on all the time. Also, most NAS drives allow for a lot of storage inside, which makes them ideal when the main thing you need is space. And you also get to make some nice backup tricks like having mirrored information on two drives so that you always have a safe version in case of hardware issues, etc. Now, are NAS drives expensive? That again depends on what your goals are. If you are okay with something that just handles a couple of decent drives, let's say 2, 3 to 10 terabyte drives, then you can get something really cheap. Now, if you want more bells and whistles, like more bass for 4 or 6 drives, and something that can do live transcoding, this is encoding different qualities on the fly, then you will have to pay for it. And remember, you have to factor in the price of the drives that go inside the device separately. If you're looking at which NAS drive to get, the most common brands are Synology, QNAP, Asustor and Terramaster. Personally, I was fine with something relatively small and old as long as it did the job, so I went into eBay and looked at the older 2-bay NAS drives and found a Plex-compatible one with a really low price. How did I know it was compatible? Because this link gets you to a web page, and at the bottom you can find a complete document with a list of all Plex-compatible NAS devices. So I spent £90 on the device and about 70 more for 2-3 terabyte drives. Everything on eBay. It worked well, and for £160 I had everything I needed for my Plex server, which has been happily running for over 2 years now. Obviously, I cannot explain how to set up a NAS drive from scratch, because every model and brand are slightly different. But let me tell you, if you don't have any faulty components, the whole thing shouldn't take you more than 15 or 20 minutes, and with any of the main brands you will find plenty of guides and tutorials online. I do understand that even if you will get it for cheap on eBay, the NAS drive is still a bit of an investment. So what you can do, if you're not sure about this whole NAS drive thing, which is why I initially did, is to set up a Plex server on your PC to test it on your TV and see how much you like the experience. And if it works well and you enjoy it, you can always go for the NAS Drive option afterwards. Just as a final consideration regarding hardware, I've also seen some people using an Nvidia Shield Pro with an attached USB hard drive as Plex server. This is not a bad solution in theory, as you are basically using the same place for both storage and most of your playback. The only issue is that the storage handling on a device like the Shield Pro is miles away from what you get on a NAS Drive, with no automatic backups or the option of having several drives instead of just one. But as a basic server, it will definitely work. So now that we've got our chosen hardware in place, we should start by installing the Plex Media Server software. So go to this address and grab it from there. Notice there's a drop-down with many versions, including all versions for NAS devices. You definitely want to do the free sign up, since it will make it really easy for your client devices to connect afterwards. Then go through the installation process and configure your library if you want. You can still add more sections or folders for a section later if you wish so. If you use a NAS as your server, make sure you allow the appropriate permissions for those folders when you create them, or Plex won't see them. Once you are done, just keep the Plex server always running. If you install the NAS version from the package center, you shouldn't need to do anything else. If you're using your regular PC or Mac, make sure it auto-runs every time you switch on your machine. Then it's just a matter of installing your client app on your chosen device and signing up to your account. Try to be on the same local network of your server and you should be good to go. Really easy. Not just that, but Plex also automatically sets up the remote access, so that now you can connect with your phone or anything else even if you're away from your Wi-Fi. As you see, setting it up is quite easy and frankly, it's my favorite way to watch movies right now. I've got a lot of classics that you can never find on any streaming platform. There you go. I hope you found this video informative and interesting. If you did, feel free to click like and subscribe to support my efforts. But even if you don't, thanks for watching. And I hope you enjoy all your movies and shows in a relaxed setting.